Okay. Hi, Sadie. I've got Mary Faith checking in for Friday, and I was just chatting. I'm really glad that we're helping get the word out about what everyone, the commissioners and all your department heads and everyone's doing with those 3 times a week meetings to update us.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it's working out beautifully, and I've heard that it's being used as a model in other communities because to Mayor Burden's credit, Stevie Burden, Mayor Wheeler, she asked me, how can the county and the cities work together during this time? And about that time, we switched our meetings to conference calls, and it's just worked out beautifully that all the mayors come and community leaders come, and everyone in the community can listen. And now they can listen on the radio, which I think is ideal.
I think it is. It's really working well because right now, people just want more information. And thank you for mentioning again that some of those out-of-town plates live right here in town.
Absolutely. Coast Guard folks, when they're stationed here, they're not required to change their plates, and not all of them have. So, some of our Coast Guard personnel have out-of-town plates, and I got a call last night from a local businessman who it was Jay Williamson, who has an excavating business.
I know Jay well.
He has construction workers coming into town because in Oregon, construction is still an essential service. It's not in Washington right now, but it still is here. And so Jay was concerned because he's got construction workers coming in from out of town, and he wanted to know, where they can stay and what's legal, and he's concerned about doing the right thing. And they're about to start construction of grocery outlet,
yes.
We have been waiting for all this time. And so we're going to have out-of-town guys, construction workers, working on grocery outlet, staying in, bless their hearts, I'm not sure where they're going to stay. But anyway... there's a lot
of options right now for the essential worker.
Yes, there are. Yeah, there really are. And we have people here. We have healthcare workers here from out of town who are, essential workers, and so we can't. I understand the impulse to be insular right now and to not want any outsiders in our area, because it feels risky. We're all afraid. I mean, everybody is afraid to some extent or the other. I think anybody who says they're not worried about this is in denial.
Yes.
And so it's an anxious time. We're all anxious, but I don't think that supersedes our values.
Exactly.
And so we just need to stay focused on our values.
And I sincerely agree. Now, another thing that was touched on this morning, and I think many of us have now heard that we do have a case, and it involved one of our providers, our healthcare people at our health department, which is now closed until Monday.
Yes, they're closed for deep cleaning. And yes, so I probably don't know much more about it than you do, but it is a local healthcare worker from the health department, and in a way that's. A best case scenario is that healthcare workers are the most vigilant about protection. They're the most vigilant people about hand washing and being careful and sanitizing and all of that, because it's in the forefront of their minds all the time. So I think it's reasonable to assume that person was being very, very careful. And of course, it's a worst case scenario because we need our healthcare workers now more than ever. And, so it's both things, but it's also predictable because, of course, they are the people who are being exposed with the most frequency.
That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And I've got to get Eric Swanson back over. I know he's got to be extremely busy, but back for at least a chat. He was talking about how they work together, Adventist, with our health department, with Reinhardt's, with our family counseling, that everyone works together.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's really true. We're separate entities, but there's a healthcare coalition in the county, and they're absolutely coordinating and backing each other up and helping each other.
Mary Faith, one thing, and I truly believe we're just at the tip of this iceberg that we're coming up against. Have you heard any more discussion about places for additional beds if we needed them?
Yes. So we're talking about using local hotels.
Perfect.
Not all of them, but
sure.
if we needed to activate additional places, we're exploring that actively right now.
Mm-hmm.
Which would be, in my mind, it would be win-win, because if we need hotel rooms for healthcare providers who either are coming in from another area or they don't want to go home and expose their families while they're on the job, I think that would be ideal. I think it could be ideal for, like we were talking about before, for essential workers who are coming to the area. I think there are a lot of uses for hotel rooms that make a lot of sense right now, and that would also help the lodging industry. So we're looking at that.
And,
we're looking at the fairgrounds.
And I was going to say the fairgrounds, of course, but something that I find appealing about the hotel idea is more isolation than the openness of our fairgrounds, because you're going to have their own room, and people could be more isolated, which I think is a key thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So,
anyway, the best minds I know are working on it.
Yeah, and Christine Hayes from Rockaway Beach has been in contact with me. She's a city councilor up there and community leader, and she was saying, well, what about the camps, like the Friends Camp and, the organized camps that have really great facilities? And I don't know that we have engaged them yet. I haven't heard about it.
We might need separate ends of our county. Christine's very correct.
Right. And we do have some outstanding community-type camps that have great facilities. So, so I think if it comes to that, we'll have lots of good options, and we're gearing up for them now so that it won't catch us by surprise.
Mary Faith, one thing that I took away from that hour this morning was everyone's positive attitude. Everyone's doing everything that they can, I felt.
Absolutely. I think something that I have felt about Tillamook County for the whole time I've been here is that we are this community really rises to the occasion in an emergency. And maybe it's because we have so darn much practice with floods and storms. But this community really, really rises to the occasion and pitches in and helps one another and starts thinking creatively and out of the box and thinking about others. And that's something that I love about Tillamook County, and I really see that happening now.
I do too. Well, woman, what kind of hours are you? Hopefully you are working remotely as much as possible.
Well, the last 2 days, yeah. So on Wednesday, we made the decision to send all non-essential employees home from work for the county, and the commissioners are on the essential list, and we're working from home as much as possible. So right now I am talking to you from my back porch in the rain. If you hear background noise, that's rain.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Because the dogs would be barking.
Well, there. That's true at my house too. But I found myself pretty productive. Where Maria has the office, the station in the morning, and happily, because she does all the technical side of things, and I'm here in the afternoon, and we lock the door when either of us get here, and we change out our mic socks and do stuff like that. Actually, I don't even go in her studio, and I use the news studio, and everyone is doing what we can. Yeah,
that's absolutely true.
Now, you'll continue the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 8 o'clock meetings, the teleconferences, at least through the April 10th?
Yes, that's correct.
Well, I think it's important. We'll continue to share those. Mary Faith, I thank you so much for taking the time to call in. Now go in and feed the dog. Take care, woman. You take care.
All right. Stay safe, everybody.
Yeah. All right. Bye-bye. Okay.